Welcome back to Rome. My guest tonight is a two-time National Coach of the Year. He is now in his 16th season as the head basketball coach at San Diego State. I'm joined by Steve Fisher. Steve, it's always nice to have you on. How are you?
I'm doing great, Jim. Appreciate being on with you.
Good to have you back. Now, you beat UNLV Wednesday to remain in a tie for first in the Mountain West with Boise State. What did your team show you in bouncing back from a tough loss to Boise State to beat UNLV in their gym?
Anytime you go on the road, it's hard. We talked about having a toughness that showed the right way, and that doesn't mean pound your chest and knock a guy over. A consistency with how hard you play, and an intellect that will allow you to play smarter than normal. And I thought we did a pretty good job of all of the above and staying with it for another hard-fought game, which seems like they all are when we play Vegas, whether it's at home or at their place, and a hard two-point victory for us.
It was hard-fought, but it was not unusual, Steve, in the sense that San Diego State has now won its last 17 games following a loss. That is the best active streak in the nation. How much pride do you have in that number?
We talk about it. Sometimes you don't want to talk about the elephant in the room, but we talk about it. Move on. Forgive, but don't forget. Don't let Boise State beat you twice. And all of the above, but it takes kids that have resiliency, but also have some character that do that and do that consistently. And I'm proud of the fact that we've been able to be resilient and come back and win that next game. I'd like to have it where we don't have too many where we're bouncing back from losses, but we've been pretty good at it.
Sure. Now, looking at the numbers, it's been a really interesting year, and I will ask you this as respectfully as I can, but you're 290th in Division I in points per game, you're 259th in field goal percentage, you're 333rd in free throw percentage, yet you've won 23 games. You're having a very nice season. How in fact are you doing this?
Well, I'll start with the points per game situation. I do believe, Jim, because we're very good defensively, it takes our opponent a long time to take a shot. We're one of the tops in possessions, how long it takes your opponent to get a shot off. So that means there are fewer possessions. We're averaging under 61 possessions a game. So the scores are going to be down. So I'm going to negate that one. We don't shoot the ball well enough consistently. When we make shots, we're really, really good. And we've had games where we made shots. We've had halves, like the Vegas game. We're 0 for 8 or 9 in the first half from three-point range, and we're 5 for 6 in the second half. And free throws, we're a mediocre at best free throw shooting team, and yet we do what we call Xing, Jim, on every free throw. We get more offensive rebounds off missed free throws than anybody in the country. And the glass half empty people would say, well, you miss more. But if you go back and look at the Vegas game, Akil Quinn's at the line, misses the second free throw, and Winston Shepard X's across the lane, gets an offensive rebound and gets fouled, and he hits the free throw. So we hit 2 out of 4, and it's 2 for 2 if you make both of them. So in some respects, it's negated a little bit, but you're right. We got to shoot the ball better.
All right, but you're also right, too. In some respects, the numbers do not tell the complete story. I'll accept that. Now, Steve, let me touch base with you on this. You're about to turn 70. You have a contract that runs through 2017, 2018. I would imagine you and your wife, Angie, sit down at the end of every single year and you take stock of where you are. How do you feel right now? Do you see yourself finishing out this contract, maybe even doing another one?
Well, I'm one of these guys, I deal in the moment, and I'm wanting to have, every year I say I want to be playing on my birthday or after my birthday, which is the 24th of March. And then when the season's over, we'll sit back, and Angie and I, as you mentioned, we will talk about the future. And the future means next year for us. I feel great. Physically, I'm doing well. Our team's playing well, so right now, I don't anticipate, just because I'm close to being able to draw max Social Security, to hanging it up anytime soon. So I love what I'm doing. I'm fortunate, probably like you, it doesn't feel like work, even though there's a lot of work involved. So I'm going to be around for a while.
That's exactly how it feels. You know, you take a look back at this, and you've had an amazing run at San Diego State. When you first arrived in 1999, you inherited a 4-22 team. Knowing that, did you think, when you first arrived, what do I need to do to get my next job? Or when you first got there, did you know this could be a destination job?
I've always felt as if the job I had was the best job in the world because it was the job I had. I was a high school JV coach, and I loved what I was doing. I could still be a high school teacher and coach and be immensely happy. And I think that's what's allowed me to stay at a place for a long time. Obviously, San Diego State is my last stop. When I came here, people said what you did. One, he'll be like everybody else and get fired in 3 or 4 years. 2, he'll get lucky and have a winning year and he'll bolt town as quickly as he can. Neither were ever on my radar. I felt we're going to win. I love it here, and this is, this is where I want to be. And 16 years later, I feel the same way.
And 16 years later, you were the one who had it right, and everybody else had it all wrong. Steve Fisher, my guest. Steve, nice to visit with you. Have a great run in March. Now we'll look forward to our next visit.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate you having me on.
Always good to have you on.
Enjoy watching when I'm not on.
Yeah, thank you so much, Steve. It's always nice to visit with you.